pipe dreams. Or you can pack your own and puff it, end up slacking off with nothing. You got everything you wanted from sea level and up. It's like a room near Manhattan tossed up in a Yahtzee cup. Plus there's tons of stuff to do. You've got a lot to spend. Come with me, I'll take you on a trip along the riverbed. The Los Angeles River, of course, you might have seen it in the flicks where your favorite movie stars drive cars and maneuver flips. You could be in movies too, but let me give you a little tip. Never give a director lip unless you're bouncing off his hips. Come on and risk it. This place is hot enough to bake a brisket. Have your sights set on the cheese, but end up eating like a Trisket. The burden's big and heavy if you want your presence felt. And the pressure here is known to buckle knees, unbuckle belts. So you can find your worth in Chatsworth, bending over backwards and forwards. You thought as an actor you'd have more words? Have your dreams pounded out of you and thrown back in your face. So when people ask how's the big screen, you can say, I only got a taste. But hey, you could make it if you got connects and fervor. Finally put down that tray and long nights as a server. Just make sure your skin's tight, teeth white and perfect. And the mirror that's warped inwards, that'll tell you that you're worth it. And if that's not the case, then we can nip, suck, and tuck it. Have your self-consciousness outweigh the fat inside the bucket. Plus there's chalk lines for taut spines and pills to remedy woes. Skeletons and walk-in closets hide behind designer clothes. At the bottom of the hill, you can take them out and dance with them. But never leave the west or else the people dirty glance at them. Stick within these boundaries. It's normal for your bones to show. Waving 7 colored flags and gender bend and flexible. All these body acrobatics break bones and blacken bruises, get so beaten, crossing boundaries, identities elusive. Blood spilt from the heart of the city, pumping ills, makes you want to pack up your bags and head for the hills, where you can finally hear yourself in the solace of the trees, saying, I wish I didn't came, but now I never want to leave. Finally got a taste of home in the teeth of your keys that'll complement the flavor of the bitter and the sweet. So come and settle in our land just to satisfy your lust. Maybe you could leave your footprint in the concrete and the dust.
Burbank, the clean city and the perfect city.
Hides behind the glamour and rot of Hollywood.
Starlets end up in warehouses in Chatsworth, pounding away and rubbing naughty bits to make a living.
On top of the Hollywood hills, the city is a basin filled with a million lights.
I know I'm in West Hollywood now. The rainbow flag sits high next to the American flag.
Topanga Canyon welcomes scavengers, squatters, and people searching for demons.
Always, not never. I always wanted to move to LA. I brought her with me. We went together, moving west for gold. In the back of my mind, I knew this place would destroy us. I saw it coming, and I didn't do anything about it. I just let it happen. We've been eaten alive by the impact of hungry, hollow Hollywood. Between work and school and acting classes, an immeasurable distance grew between us. I can hear her say, baby, I'm so proud of you. I can hear her say, I'm your biggest fan. I can hear myself say, of course I'm attracted to her. She's an actress. She's supposed to be beautiful. In my scene study classes, I would choose moments that required intimacy between my partner and I. A touch, a hug. Her body pressed against mine. Method acting, right? As I fell out of love with the woman at home, I fell in love with every woman I shared the stage with. I can taste the beads of sweat on her neck from the bright stage lights. It's not cheating if it's on stage, right? My favorite scene to pick was the breakup scene from Good Will Hunting. A scene that let me be angry and in love and scared all at the same time. What the fuck am I afraid of?
You're afraid of me! You're afraid that I won't love you. But you know what? I'm afraid too. Fuck At least I want to give it a shot. And at least I'm not a liar.
I'm not honest with you?
What about your 12 brothers?
Baby, I made us dinner, but I know you'll be home late from class, so it's in the microwave.
But I do want to hear it.
Don't tell me that you want to hear that shit.
I want to hear it because I want to help
You want to help me? What, I got a sign on my back that says save me?
Baby, do you think that maybe one day this week we could spend some alone time together?
Stop! I love you!
I want to hear you tell me that you don't love me. Because if you say that, then I won't call you. And I won't be in your life.
I don't love you. Scene. Always. Not never. I always wanted to move to LA. And here I am. More alone than ever.
Rock bottom is rocking hips and bottomless bottles of whiskey. My body is a security vault. Key placed in the liquor cabinet, combination etched into my open palms. I know you want me to touch you. When you come inside, you will marvel at my treasures, peach moonstone breasts and diamond-draped thighs. When in a threesome, it is a tangle of knocking elbows, two bodies to fill you up, a claustrophobic cocoon. There is no room left for love. I never realized how broken I was until I had two bodies holding me together. When he asks me about the hickeys, these red wine bruises that decorate my skin, I tell him I wear them as a necklace, as draped from my neck to my breasts, evidence that I am desired, evidence that I am sexy, but I do not belong to him. When he asks me if I love him, my no is quicker than his gunshot, but just as permanent. At the age of 13 years old, I learned the weakness of the word no.
No!
How two letters were never big enough to block his adult hands. I equated sex to mouthfuls of stop!
Stop!
And don't!
Don't!
That's why I tell my lovers to choke me. To stop every don't from crawling back up my windpipe. No has no meaning, with only the devil around to hear it. I remember when my church told me to treat my body like a safe. I never told them that it never felt safe. With a feminine body, you never feel safe. There will always be a thief. So instead of letting them tear you apart, why not invite them inside? Pretend they do not want to rob you bare, ripping gold and guts from your titanium core. Let sex be a party. They will call your body a fabulous host. In college, my body is a crowded elevator. I do not know what floor I am waiting on, but I want to get off. In Chatsworth, Los Angeles, porn capital of the world, women serve the libidos and labias on silver platters. In Chatsworth, Los Angeles, my new home, I have the chance to spill my sexual insecurities and traumas onto bed sheets. Make love to no one but the camera. Turn detachment into profit. For the last 13 years, I have been searching for the heart my rapist clawed from my chest on bathrooms and mattresses. And I do not know where he has hid it. So I check every inviting waistband and crooked smile. In Chatsworth, Los Angeles, I can continue my search. And maybe I can find it in you. Or 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 you.
You don't need to look. You haven't changed. You looked 30 seconds ago. You don't need to look. The evil queen obsessively looked in the mirror as a narcissistic habit, but mine, a nasty one, though still an obsessive one. You don't need to look. You don't need to look. Mirror, mirror on the wall, why the fuck do you disappoint me? You show me what I am, but you show her what she wants to see. It is not the reflection Prince Charming rushes to your rescue for. I picture him on his white horse on his way to save an Instagram model, chained to a tree, galloping past my burning body, chained to the one before hers. Yes, yes, to him we were divisible. To me, I feel invisible. I know I was seen. I know because he noticed me with potential to save me from distress, but we were wearing the same dress and she looked prettier. That she was better, got wetter, and had a body that didn't need to be covered by an oversized sweater. That's why I won't look. I can't look. I won't let myself see. Don't look. Don't look. I'll see what he sees and fully understand why I was left to burn right next to her. I don't question why he would rather have unburned perfection than overweight affection, because I would want that too. Because even when it's up in flames, all I can see is the cellulite, the imperfect ass, and a body they call fake, and it really shouldn't, but it makes me sick. In the forest, there are no mirrors, just pillars made of wood, some bigger like me, some bigger than me, and they're all beautiful and enchanted, and I just don't get it, why I can't look peacefully in the mirror, so I don't. And I don't truthfully for my own sanity, see? I don't fit like a princess or the ideal body type, yet I'm part of the hype, looking, picking apart and looking for something not right, for something not tight. The tightest thing my body holds is the desire to be held securely by somebody who finds it calming to be by me, finding beauty not just inside of me. When I look, I stare and I stare till I'm stuck to the sight that I fight and I fight with myself to treat myself right. There are times that I know I am worth every inch. I can see that my face is pretty. If we exclude the nitty-gritty, you know, the essentials that are fundamental, the ones that bring substance to any woman's beauty. I indulge in my mirror as I do with the idea of a knight in shining armor. Look away! Look the fuck away! I feel attached by obsession, composed during these sessions. Yes, I call them sessions, saving a dreaded time for when no one's around, not a sound. Just my physical self and its overworked mind. Stuck, glued, chewed up and spit out so that the world knows how to see me. Because it doesn't take a genius or a prince to see the way I see me. Imperfections are real. They're real all the time, but transparency floods those like me. I use the fat under my arms as a stress ball, leaving me thinking, what do skinny people use? I have boobs that keep me warm and a stretch-marked tummy to remind me I'm looking at a warrior. My face is not my face, for you can't look my soul in its eyes. You can see it through mine, but no mirror can see what's inside. So I say every day, don't look because you know what you look like. Don't look because you forgot. Look because you need to be reminded how beautiful you are, not that you're not. I mean, I guess I'm kind of beautiful if you separate the soul from the skin, but even if that, I still want you to win. I want you to be beautiful, to feel it inside, and as a woman, I want to build you up, all bullshit aside. That's why I say don't look, you don't need it. Makeup and hair wizards can make you look like anyone else, but trust me when I tell you, you need something else. Like an ordinary fairy tale, I seem to have lost my way. That's why let me look for a second. If I don't look away. So don't look in a mirror or look for attention. Just worry about giving yourself the affection. And my prince in due time will complete my fading pride when he, without words, tells me no one can compare to your spirit and its beauty implied. So wrap up your wounds and act with conviction and fuck everybody who caused your addiction.
Oh, hey! My name's William, and I suffer from penis envy. But probably not the kind that you're thinking of. Now, while I'm sure most of the guys in the audience wouldn't mind adding an inch or two to their dangler, my penis envy really isn't about length, or girth, or wishing I still had a turtleneck on the little guy. I mean, big guy! Huge guy! Who are we kidding? It's average, okay? So when I look down at my average penis, I sometimes find myself thinking, God, I wish I had a straight man's dick. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine all the shame, humiliation, and close calls it would have spared me from. Take these, for instance. If I had had a straight man's dick, I never would have had to deal with those awkward boners that would just pop up in gym class, because, you know. No having to slide it up into the waistband of your gym shorts, or making sure that you wore an extra long baggy sweatshirt so that you had just enough coverage. If I had had a straight man's dick, I never would have lost the love and respect of my family and friends. Leviticus 20:18. God hates fags, remember? It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. If I had had a straight man's dick, my dreams of one day being a father wouldn't be overshadowed with doubts. Artificial insemination can cost anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000. Gay parents aren't given preference for adoption, and kids of LGBT parents are oftentimes bullied and ridiculed for their parents' lifestyle choices. And you know what I'm still wondering about? How the hell do you decide whose sperm to use? Do you just like Russian roulette that bitch and fire and see what comes out? You know, if I had had a straight man's dick, I never would have had to lie to her on the 3 separate times that we tried to fuck. Because that was the reason. If I had had a straight man's dick, I never would have gotten into that really nice black car with the tinted windows. He parked it right in front of the school library, and by sheer divine chance, it was closed that day. So nobody saw him jerk off my 13-year-old cock. The guy could have passed for my grandfather. I envy straight men and their dicks. And the life that is free of shame and humiliation. And the easier life that comes attached to it.
Los Angeles. You and you and you can't afford it. Unless you're part of the 30%. Us others, we live life paycheck to paycheck, barely making rent. Sometimes with all the gas and the food money spent, we were forced to lend, even though it wasn't part of my religion. But I'm sure my parents had something else envisioned. They did their best, even though it seemed like God would always put them to the test, making sure that I had clothes that covered my chest and shoes on my feet, until one day when fashion was used as a social weapon, they realized defeat. Nike, Marc Jacob, Gucci, and BB, Adidas, Armani, Burberry, and Fila, Michael Kors, Fendi, Louis, and Dior, leaving you always wanting more. Jimmy Choo, Kenneth Cole, Polo, and Coach, all the things I couldn't have. So the plan was to poach. Because when you live in a world that is divided by the haves and the have-nots, the need for social bonds is crucial if you don't want to contemplate a suicide shot. The pressure is as real as the struggle. I had no choice but to lie, cheat, and smuggle. You see, not everyone can be dealt a good hand, so I stand here, a spitting image of those that have it all. I fool the world into thinking that I'm one of them, but inside my skin, I crawl. I was in the American dream thinking that there was possible social mobility, that my life would have some type of stability, tranquility, and possibilities, that I can fit into the haves category by faking it till I make it. But how can I better myself if I send out the message that my worth is determined by material wealth, without regard for education, social contribution, or responsibility? There's something wrong. Isn't it time for a new theme song? I want to rip off this designer skin that I have worn for so long, strip myself down to my natural, naked body, just as we were born, with no assets. In life, there is no place for regrets, just lessons learned, humbly bare and exposed. I am returned.
Pass through. Pass through.
Damn, why?
Pass through. That's great.
Hey, do you have a couple of those? This will do. I was just asking for some. I want to share my food with you.
Yeah, well, that's you. I bought these. You just want it because you see.
No, I asked for some. I thought my younger sister I could share food with me.
Well, you thought wrong, big bro.
Imagine Mom was here right now. What do you think she would say?
I could honestly care less about what Mom would say right now. Because the reality of the situation is that she's not here. And her poor, meaningless soul left the house to me. I'll run things now.
What did you just say? We both know that this house should have went to me.
Why do I have it then?
That's a good question. Mom, that's the only way Mom show you love. By giving you things. And this is no different. You know what else? That's bugging me. About being the firstborn, I got things the hard way. When you were born, things changed. Mom babied you.
So naturally you're a psychotic.
No, I'm not. But let me ask you a question. Do you even know what love is?
Ding dong.
Oh crap, so far away.
Ding dong.
Hello?
Oh, hi. I'm trying to pick up some canned goods for the Jehovah Witness food drive. Do you have anything that I could have?
Sure thing. Let me find something in the back, but gonna be a while. Have a seat.
God bless.
Oh crap, so fucking far away.
Hey, who's at the door?
Like you care.
Fresh meat. So you're looking for some cans for a little community drive for the kids, huh?
Yeah, we're trying to collect some cans from anyone that is looking to help. Hoping that you could help me out.
I have nothing for you. In fact, you should be the one giving something to me.
Don't bother, Bree. She's just a kid.
No, I'm not bothering her. So, what's in it for me? See, you can't go around expecting something for nothing in this world. Wealth is health. Now, if I were to take from me and give to you, then that would be giving you a leg up over me. And we can't have that now, can we?
Spare her with your award-winning speech and just give her something she could be on her way.
You're right. Here you go. For the kids.
I lived in a small one-bedroom house in West LA until I was about 6 months old. I know I was young, but I feel like I remember the place. But I might just remember it because I've seen pictures. It was tiny and had this ugly turquoise door. Over a box that had John's. My parents discussed my mom's positive pregnancy test and what their next move would be.
I think the houses in the valley are looking very nice, Steve. We should move there when the baby comes.
Sure thing, Michelle. Whatever you think's a good idea.
Oh, Steve! Steve! My water just broke!
Michelle!
Steve!
And here I've been ever since. The San Fernando Valley. 818. What up? Hey! What up? Surrounded by nice children, lived in a nice area, and everything was just so nice. But little did my parents know that they'd be moving right next door to Titty Town.
Porn paradise.
Sex Street.
Crotch corner.
Anal Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
6969 Sex Forever Street.
Skeet. street.
One of my classmates from middle school is now a porn star. I haven't seen her in years, so when I think of her, I still see this awkward little girl standing in the dumpy, rundown halls. I remember passing her on the lunch line, on the PE field, on the corner of Hatteras and Platt, waiting for her parents to pick her up. I guess this shouldn't be surprising, considering she could probably walk to the porn capital in flip-flops or stilettos. Shit, she could probably Uber there for $5, and if it's so easy to get there, then why not? I don't know why I think of this scenario. I think of her father, and he's calling her, and and when she finally answers, he tells her.
Do you need any money? I can give you some.
He tells her.
I miss you so much. Please come home.
He tells her.
I love you.
And then I see her. She's crying as she tells him. It's too late.
Small number today. Be small.
Well, fuck. Okay,
Maybe if I turn it towards the magnetic poles. Yeah, north. All right.
No.
That's even larger. Shit. Okay. Oh, okay. Probably weighs like 20 pounds. There we go. That's right. Oh, hey. Shit, I didn't expect so many of you in my apartment. Sorry, I just broke the fourth wall. Hi, I'm not used to having many guests here. Would you like anything to eat? My mom taught me that we show the ones we love, that we love them by giving them food. Mom, I'm starving, I'm full, I don't want to eat anymore. Eat more or you'll starve to death. There are children dying in Africa. I can't just send them the plate. Shut up and eat! Okay, Mom. So, since then I really don't like eating with people. I prefer eating alone. Whenever I eat with people, they're always like, wow, you eat so fast. And I'm like, wow, fuck you. So, I like eating a little too much. My doctor tells me I'm part of the obesity epidemic. Which is cool because I've never been part of anything before. Man, an epidemic? That sounds badass. But every time I go to the doctor, they tell me some new way to lose weight. Calories in, calories out. Eat 3 times a day. Eat 6 times a day. Only eat meat. Only eat grass. Only eat 3 times a day. Only eat at noon. Only eat the blood of the goat that you sacrificed at the 3rd lunar eclipse of the year. What the fuck? And it's so expensive now. Like, back in the day, if you were fat, it was a sign of wealth. I like to tell people, ladies, I'm fat enough to be a king. And don't you want a guy who knows how to eat? And a guy who will make sure that we both finish? And a guy that always has room for seconds? Yeah, that line doesn't really go over that well. But like I was saying, it's really expensive now. My doctor would be like, only eat organic food from the happiest grass-fed cows. And I'd be like, motherfucker, I can barely afford shit off the Taco Bell menu. Sorry, I go on tangents. Do you want more food? My mom said, like I said, if you love someone, you'll eat all the food that you give them. So, what's it like being fat besides inescapable loneliness and dread? Thanks for asking, strangers. I'm Bobby, and I like long walks on the beach. Just kidding, fat people, we don't like long walks or the beach. See, when I go, people be like, take off your shirt. And I'd be like, no, my skin, it burns easily, which is true. The way people look at you, it can burn. Body positivity activists say, love yourself, but how can I learn to love myself if I don't know why I hate myself? We spend more money on this country on the war on obesity than the war on terror. And the war on obesity isn't about losing fat. It's about losing fat people. And it's not all bad. It makes dating easier. Like, first, if you are attracted to me, I'll assume it's a joke. and if it's not, I'll never leave you. I don't have commitment issues because no matter how bad you treat me, who else is gonna love me? You know, people say that you need to love yourself in order to love someone else, but I go online and people tell me things like, shut the fuck up, fatty, you deserve this. You're gonna get a heart attack and die. I hope you're happy. And do you really think someone's gonna love you? Look in the fucking mirror. But I figured that my weight was the source of my unhappiness, so my sophomore year of college, I lost 65 pounds of weight. But everyone was happy, except for me. Losing 65 pounds doesn't cover up your insecurities, it doesn't cover up your depression, it doesn't cover up the reasons you've been taught to hate yourself and hate your body. And people would come up to me and say, you're a role model, because being fat was a social failure and I fought against that. But did anyone ask if I was happy or if I was okay? No, because when you're thin, you're magically supposed to be happy, but I wasn't. And people would take me out for food to celebrate. But food was what I was running from. Every social occasion, food. Every holiday, food. And when you hate yourself, you begin to feel numb, so you want to eat, so you remember what it's like to feel. So you eat, and you feel good, then you feel bad, so you eat again, and then you feel bad, and then you eat again, and you eat, and you eat, and you eat, and you eat. I gained 100 pounds in a year and a half. And again, no one asked if I was happy or if I was okay. They just stopped talking to me. Now I'm no one's role model. I'm a walking PSA. Don't end up like this. I'm sorry. Did you want any food? There's always more. Before you go, feel free to take some, but don't take too much, or you'll end up like me.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Acatal, a Nahuatl word for reed, is a symbol or energy of the East. Males, especially young ones, also must fight off greater chances of sexual violation. A sexually dysfunctional model of imprisonment creates further homophobia as Mexican Indian youth increasingly battle the myths and realities of rape by adopting hypermasculine personas that can include sexual violence directed at others. AIDS is but one of many contemporary factors that makes homophobia an issue for Mexican Indians, especially Mexican Indian youth. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I cannot hide who I am, though I try. When will my reflection show who I am inside. But what if what it means to be femme is to become the socially constructed and culturally performed white woman? Why then would I want to be a feminist? There's all these bad feminists out there anyways. Feminism then is another circuited entrapment for this body too. For you know, I am utopian, and Lee is not. I do not see optimism primarily as a glossing over, as fantasy in the negative sense of resistance to the real. I am interested in optimism as a mode of attachment to life. I am committed to the political project of imagining how to detach from lives that don't work and from worlds that negate the subjects that produce them. We are men, we must be swift as a coursing river.
We are men!
With all the force of a great typhoon.
We are men!
With all the strength of a raging fire. Mysterious as the dark side of the moon. And yet, the idea of survival sounds so basic. Of course, we want to survive. Perhaps then, what I am searching for, perhaps what we are all searching for, is to belong. The delicate balance is the ability to be aware of these complexities, but also present. Cultivating a sense of belonging within your own home, your body, your terrain, and your community. I'm gonna look for my body and I'll be back real soon. Gonna look for my body and I'll be back real soon. I'm gonna look for my body and I'll be back real soon. But you know that a king is only a man. With his flesh and bones, he bleeds just like you do. He said, what does that leave you? And do you belong? I do. I do. A map of the world that does not include utopia is not worth glancing at. Oscar Wilde. Queerness is not yet here. Queerness is an ideality. Put another way, we are not yet queer. When I think about the violence that I've committed against others, and the violence that I've committed, and the others that have committed violence against me, and the violence that I've committed against myself, I want to run. I want to escape. I want to agite out of a window. But my body grounds me in the here and now. So I'm here now. And I was a king under your control. And I want to feel like you've let me go. So let me go.
I looked down, and I began to notice my hands. My hands, my fingers, and my bones. The screen and the creases as they open and close. And these bones that crack and pop. And these nails that need to be cut. Tired and they're bruised. They're aged, like my father's, whose palms were calloused from all the lettuce that he's picked for your holiday dinner. They're aged, like my mother's, whose palms were cracked and dried from all the chemicals to make your room smell nice and fresh. Aged, like the $400 bottle of wine that I pour into this glass that's held by a hand that's manicured, soft, and nice to the touch. And you know, every phone call that I get, every time I answer this phone, it's just another bottle that I have to open, another glass that I have to polish. These dirty, bruised brown hands that have never held a glass that was meant for me. So I look down and I see my hands. My hands, my fingers, and my bones have turned into the sickly yellow color from all the times that I scraped the puke off your carpets and credenzas to the times that I breathed in and scraped off the mold off your fridges. My hands are brittle. My hands are brittle, but they never stop working because I can't pay my bills with your sympathy. I can't pay for the 3 meals a day that you eat and the 3 times I had to skip them. Honestly, I'd rather not think about that. Because when I look down and I see my hands, our hands, our fingers, and our bones. We're indebted to our hands. You, me, my father, my mother, my family, my neighbors, my culture, and my people. Because it's our hands that are caked in this filth that won't go away like the complimentary Continental that you have every morning. So when I look down, my hands, our hands, I just wish that one day I'll love them again.
In the back of my mind, I knew this place would destroy us.
I've been searching for the heart my rapist clawed from my chest on bathroom floors and mattresses.
were wearing the same dress, but she looked prettier.
I envy straight men and their dicks.
How can I better myself if I send out the message that my worth is determined by material wealth?
You just want it
Why couldn't
because
you
you
see
see
it?
it.
She's crying as she tells them,
It's too late.
Shut the fuck up, fatty.
My body grounds me in the here and now.
Come and settle in our land just to satisfy your lust. Maybe you can leave your footprint in the concrete and dust.